can't stop a force of nature. This hurricane season, rely on one of your own. It's a fact. No other news network out there is trusted more than the Weather Channel.
This is epic.
Trusted to give you every advantage before the storm. Trusted to be there where and when you need us. Trusted to work around the clock until every threat is over.
I want you to show you how powerful the winds are here.
America doesn't trust hurricane season to just anyone.
All right, welcome back into the Weather Channel's continuing live coverage now of Tropical Storm Nicole. You're looking live at the Space Coast here, Cape Canaveral, Florida, where we've got quite an angry sea. Still plenty of sunshine, but winds are already increasing and waves are getting higher and higher. What's the latest calling on Tropical Storm Nicole?
Yeah, let's talk about that, because if you're just joining us right now, you may be saying, whoa, some changes here for the end of the week. And yes, if you haven't been keeping up with the weather, we have a tropical system, Tropical Storm Nicole, that is going to be bringing in some pretty big changes here for the state of Florida and even Georgia and the Carolinas in the coming days. Right now, 60-mile-per-hour winds moving to the west at 9 miles per hour. It's also going to be affecting the Bahamas as it makes its way closer to the east coast of Florida. Of course, many alerts posted right now for the east coast of Florida, Space Coast, Treasure Coast. We're looking at hurricane warnings. And then farther inland, we could still feel the impacts of this far-reaching system. So we do have more tropical storm warnings as well as tropical storm watches that even are posted for an area like Tampa up through parts of Cedar Key. Because look at this. So we have the alerts here for the storm surge, the warnings here all the way from Jacksonville down through a place like Melbourne, Port St. Lucie. These will continue to be detailed out as we see more kind of hone in on where the landfall of this system will be. And then areas north are going to see that impact of maybe 3 to 5 feet of surge. But then you go to the other side of Florida around the Nature Coast, and that's where we're going to watch Nicole go over the Gulf waters, make a quick, sharp right turn back up across the coastline. That's going to bring in some storm surge to those areas as well, and even could see some impacts across coastal Georgia. So there's a look at the storm surge potential, 3 to 5 feet. That's kind of the highest we may see here across the east coast of Florida, and then even across areas around Cedar Key through Clearwater and even Tampa. The northern sides of it could be looking at around 2 to 4 feet rise. That also could stretch up into a place like Savannah for Georgia. Here's a look at what's going on right now, the bigger picture here. There is Tropical Storm Nicole getting a little more tight, a little more well-defined for a tropical system, but either way, still going to be posing a big threat here to Florida. Chris?
Well, when Hurricane Ian struck southwest Florida, it left an emotional toll. That's where a therapy dog can be helpful. Meteorologist Alex Wilson introduces us to one who has been doing his part in Florida and beyond.
I literally watched my house disappear with everything in it. Right before my eyes.
It's like a bomb went off and you just keep shaking your head.
Sometimes a hug or a good listener can help start the healing process.
That is tall. Come in. There we go.
That's where Jennifer Paiva and Tal come in.
We're here for emotional support. A lot of times people might have a hard time coming to grips with emotions or even talking about certain things. And even though they might not know me, the dog helps.
Providing comfort and support is something Paiva and Tal have been doing in the Fort Myers area for those impacted by Hurricane Ian.
Tal, look, she's got a cookie for you. People just, even if they're not talking to me, they feel okay talking to him because he's not going to respond. He's not going to judge them. He just kind of sits there and nods his head. And it makes a huge difference, especially for kids, because they might not understand exactly what happened.
But these four-legged therapists aren't just for those who suffered loss.
I don't give cookies, only other people do. Good boy. Even the people here helping with the disaster, spending all day in the sun, stressing out, trying to get people as help. I think just to take a few minutes and pet the dog that's standing behind them is enough to kind of give them that little respite and get right back into the game.
This is not the first disaster that Tall and Paiva have partnered on. There have been others, including in New Orleans for Hurricane Ida and Miami for the Surfside building collapse.
So he's here for hugs and kisses. I like watching my dogs make people happy.
Hey, baby. Tall. Look, she's got a cookie for you.
So watching a dog that I've put a lot of work in, that I can then take out into public and see the difference they can make in people's lives, that's awesome. That does it for me.
Storm Tracks, brought to you by Boost. Get the right nutrition. Get more out of life.
Age is just a number, and mine's